Good morning. So we had done Srimad Bhagavad Gita up to chapter first verse 23. So today we are starting verse 24 onwards. Just a small recap. Last week what we heard was that Arjuna is telling Sri Krishna, can you please take my chariot and place it between the two armies so that I can see what is happening on both the sides. It's kind of an assessment. So he stands there on the two sides to assess the situation. Like I said, it is nothing but when we are in the midst of a battle with everything that is going around in our lives. What we do is we always have to assess the situation. A good warrior will assess the situation. But when he sees something off or out of place, then things go haywire. So today we are going to understand what exactly happens with Arjuna when he is in the middle of this battlefield. Okay, so we will now start the verse 24. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 24-25. Sanjaya said, O king, thus addressed by Arjuna, Sri Krishna placed the magnificent chariot between the two armies in front of Bhishma, Drona, and all the kings and said, Arjuna, behold these Kauravas assembled here. The next verse says, now Arjuna saw stationed there in both the armies his uncles, granduncles and teachers, even great-granduncles, maternal uncles, brothers and cousins, sons and nephews and grandnephews, even so friends, father-in-law and well-wishers as well. Now, these two verses tell us how a person watches this entire situation. Sri Krishna has taken his chariot and placed it between the two armies. And Sri Krishna tells him, now look at your enemy. So assessment has to start with the enemy first. So you should know exactly what is happening with the enemy. See, till you do not assess the situation, you will not be in a position to do anything. Let us say you are going ill-prepared for an interview. You are not going prepared. Just imagine those people over there may be asking you questions which you don't even know what they are going to say. And you will be looking blank over there. So in a battlefield, you have to actually assess the situation. You should know everything in detail. And that is what Sri Krishna is telling him. Assess everything over here. So behold these Kauravas, behold the enemy and see what they are doing. Now look at the second verse where it says, stationed between his armies, between both the armies, what did he see? His uncles, granduncles, teachers, great-granduncles, maternal uncles, brothers and cousins, sons and nephews, grandnephews, friends, father-in-laws and well-wishers as well. Here the question arises, we are doing Bhagavad Gita for women. And every person over here, every person that is mentioned, do you see he is a male? Whether you like it or not, his uncle is a male, granduncle is a male, teacher is a male, everybody over there is a male. He himself is. So this brings us to the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. What exactly is being said over here? And would it apply to you? Now I will tell you something which you should grasp it very carefully. First and foremost, everything that is physically manifest over there, physical entity, is called the male entity, or it is a representation. It is represented in the form of a male. You have been doing all other scriptures as well. You have studied them from childhood, Like you've seen, when Shiva is concerned, Parvati is there, right? When Vishnu is concerned, Mahavishnu is concerned, Lakshmi is there, right? Brahmaji is there, Saraswati is there. This is how you have been taught. Have you been taught this thing? And you have always understood that they are the persons, that is the male entity over there, is a representation. Mahavishnu is always in the state of a yoga nidra. Brahmaji is always meditating. All his four heads, you will see all the sides, they are meditating. Shivji is always in the Himalayas. He is sitting in the Himalayas and meditating. The doership is always with whom? The Shaktis, they are called. So Lakshmi is the one who is doing things in the world. Without transactions, does anything happen? No. Same thing, without gaining knowledge, can anything happen? Just now only I told you that you have to get to know this. The knowledge is important, but Mahavishnu is fast asleep, Brahmaji is fast asleep, he is in his own world, isn't it? So you will find that organs that are there, organs are represented as a male entity. Their powers are considered to be female. And this I will tell you how this works. Now this is very important for us to understand what is the power associated with which god. Now why God or why this deity? You may think, okay, there is a deity. Okay, so what power does he have? So I am going to give you at least 20-30 powers which they have. Just listen to them, you don't have to note them down. These powers are called Shaktis. Okay? And they operate in a place. In a place. Think like this. This is the eye. What is the power of the eye? Vision. Seeing, isn't it? I am seeing you. The vision. What is the power of the ear? Hearing. Right? The power of the tongue? Speech. Correct? I hope you understood this. These are the powers. Can a person just have an eye and no vision? Definitely. People can have an eye but no vision. How many people have ears but they are deaf? Have you seen this? Some people have tongue but they can't speak. So their power is gone. Did you understand this? So the powers are always hidden. They're always hidden. And they operate in a region. So the eye will operate in the region. Vision. Ear will operate in the region of sound. Got it? So everything has a domain. I hope you get it. Everything has a domain. Now how this domain works, like I said, I'll give you about 10-20 of these answers. Now let us say, every god has a name. Alright? Have you heard of Sahasranam? 1,000 names. Now I want you to think very carefully about this. Does Dhan Lakshmi equal to Dhanya Lakshmi? No. Dhana Lakshmi is different than Dhanya Lakshmi. Agreed? So if I say to Krishna, Govinda, that is a different power. If I say Gopala, that is a different power. So please don't mix up these names. Don't mix up these names, because when I am giving you this answer, remember this is very important. Let us say we are taking the first name. Have you heard of this name? Keshava, Madhava. That name is there, Keshava. Now the word Keshava is represented by the power called Kirti. Kirti means well known. Alright? So remember this. It is not some other name. Keshava connected to Kirti. Narayana is connected to Kanti. Madhava is connected to Tusti. And Govinda is connected to Pusti. Vishnu is connected to Dhriti. Madhusudana to Santi. Trivikrama to Kriya. Vamana avatar is to Daya. Sridhara is to Megha. See, think all these names I am giving you, you may think they are the same. Sorry, you are mistaken there. Now I will give you. Vasudev is connected to Lakshmi. Can I connect Lakshmi with some other? Do you get the point? So you can't. So Vasudev, Lakshmi. Okay? Like that. Have you heard of Samkarshana? Samkarshana, have you heard of? Samkarshana is who? Adishesha. Strangely enough, he is connected to Saraswati. Did you know this? No. So these are the powers. The power of knowledge is connected to him. Similarly, okay, where is it? Chakri is Jaya, Gadadhara is Durga. Have you heard of Gadadhara? You know Ramakrishna Paramahansa? His name was Gadadhara, by the way. His name was Gadadhara and he was connected to Durga. So, like that. Let us say some other very, very strange names. Anirudh. Anirudh you have heard of? Okay. He is connected to Rati. So, Rati means who? Night. Night. Aniruddha is who? Kamdev. You get the point? So this is the way in which we have to understand. Narsimha is connected to, immediately you will say Lakshmi. Correct? No. Vidyut. That is his Shakti. And these are the strange aspects of all these gods that are represented within you. So we should not be so much, trying to say that this is with this is with this. No, they're all different. Every organ is different. Every person is different. Okay? We can't mix up people. We can't mix up gods. We can't mix up this. These are called deities. Deities means those which are existing in the physical aspect. Physically there. And their energies are always going to be female. Got it? So always remember, Shakti is female. But there is nothing called male and female in this world. You should know this, because everything is one and the same. What we express is for the purpose of understanding only, not for any other reason. So accept that and then move on. So you will find that all these males are standing over there. Okay, the uncles, granduncles and all, they are going to fight a war. All of them are going to fight a war. The organs actually fight the war. The powers are the one who supply them with the weapons and other systems. Okay, let us say, for example, what is it that causes us malaria or typhoid? We say it's a germ. Correct or no? The germ is the physical aspect to it. Would you agree? Now, if the germ is the physical aspect to it, is it the germ that is causing it, or is it the modification created by the germ that is causing it? The germ is only responsible for doing something, right? And that is the reason why we have to understand the truth. How many of you here have a little bit of knowledge about biology? Some of you have or no? Okay. Now, have you heard of this DNA molecule? Right? Now, who is it associated with? There were two scientists. Their name was Watson and Crick. I had a good fortune of meeting these guys. Okay, I shook their hands and all. I felt very nice. Yeah, because I was into all these things, so I met these guys and I was very happy to meet them. But these people, where did the idea come from? Does anybody know? See, this idea is not understood. The whole ideation was done by one woman. Her name was Rosalind Franklin. Rosalind Franklin. She was working in their laboratory. Her husband was there. And she was not allowed to open her mouth. All her papers were taken and then exposed. Now, I want you to understand. The main reason for all these people standing in the battlefield, all these people, it is actually the power which manipulates everything, isn't it? The main reason is the power. Think about it. I want you to think about it. Do you remember, some of you, I told you to watch a movie? Okay, in that there is a 6-year-old girl. She is motivated by her mother. The mother's genes are there. So she does some problem solving in maths. Her mother, that is her grandmother, this small girl's grandmother, was really very, very imposing. So she is so hard on her daughter, that means this girl's mother, that she solves the major problem, but she doesn't publish it. And she tells her brother, don't publish it till she dies. That is the grandmother. Till grandmother doesn't die, don't publish it. And she herself commits suicide. Listen, we have to understand, the power in your world is always with a woman, not with the man. Understood? So don't say, I don't know, this is not possible. If you have children, you have to motivate them. You have to show them the way. You are supposed to guide them, motivate them in such a manner. But first you have to get empowered yourself. This war is not between Kauravas and Pandavas. This is between powers. The powers that are there. And power or Shakti is a woman. Always remember this. So, seeing all these relations present there, Arjuna was overcome with deep compassion and spoke thus in sorrow. Arjuna said, Krishna, as I see these kingsmen arrayed for battle, my limbs give way and my mouth is getting parched. Nay, the shiver runs through my body and hair stands on end. What is he saying? As a human being, we'll just take Arjuna's case right now and then I'll come to the spiritual explanation of this. Arjuna is literally scared. You see, he is full of fear. When he looks at all these people in the battlefield, here is a valiant warrior, somebody who has learned fighting skills and somebody who has been so valiant, is standing there in the middle of the battlefield and scared like nobody's business. He is overcome with compassion. What compassion are we talking about? Think about it. Your wife was derobed in front of all these people. Can you understand this? How can you be compassionate at that? You cannot have compassion at this moment in time All those Kauravas, including the teachers, grandsires, everybody was sitting them watching the scene, including your idiot brothers. Were they not watching the scene? They never lifted their finger. Think about it. Today there are cases going on in the world like this, and there is nobody to fight them. Isn't it important that you should literally say this cannot be done, put your foot down? This war could have been literally won on day one itself. But no, here is a person who is always considered as a great warrior. Somebody who is the greatest of all. He is saying, I am overcome with deep compassion. So you have a rapist in front of you, and you are compassionate about him? How is that? And how many times this has happened? He has been taken away from his kingdom. All wrong things have been done, and you are showing compassion? Then he is saying it in sorrow. These are all my relatives, see? All my kinsmen. And my mouth is getting parched. Shiver runs through my body and hair stands on end. This is a very, very dangerous statement for a human being to make. Now I will tell you this. What is the real meaning of this? When you are in a dilemma, what is a dilemma? Your relatives are there. Your sons, your daughters, your father, your mother, your brothers, sisters, or whoever it is there. Are you always in a dilemma? You feel afraid that you cannot do this. This is not possible. I should not be going against the Shastras. Shastras? I should not go against my family people. I have to follow what they tell me to do. My father is arranging for my marriage. I have to get married. You don't have a say. You are literally, a gun has been put at your head, and in the name of culture and the background that you come from, you are told to do things. At such point in time, you are not going to say a word. On the contrary, you will withdraw yourself and you will say, no, I have to do what they are telling me to do. So this is the innermost feeling a person has. That I have to follow the diktats of the society. I have to ensure that everything that I am doing is as per the, dharma. What dharma are you talking about? What dharma is even Arjuna talking about? I want you to think about it. Is your dharma also there to protect your wife or no? Why is he forgetting that? Did you get the point? When it's a matter of marriage, isn't this woman agreeable to the dharma? When she got married to only one man, yes or no? But literally the dharma forced her to accept 5 men. It was a dharmic action. The mother also says, and this is dharma for you. The dharma is very, very important word you have to understand. What is the dharma of that person? We fall into the category of, okay, this has been going on for eons, I have to accept it. Here, Arjuna is behaving exactly like this. He says, I should not be fighting with my family members. I should not be doing this. I should not be doing that. He's saying those words. So, the spiritual meaning is very simply this. Within your being, you are having a battle. Within your being, the battle is raging, which looks at your parents, and the parents have said, get married to this guy. Do you have a say? Same thing, Pati Parmeshwar. The person can be right or wrong. You have to agree on most of the terms. The society dictates to you. Why are you wearing this kind of dresses? Why are you doing like this? Why are you at home like this, or why are you not there like that? They'll keep on dictating terms to you. And at that point in time, you are going to be, taking the path, so-called dharmic path, and saying, no, this is what I have got to do. When you look at all these grandsires and all this, what are we talking about? We are talking about the knowledge that is there, which has been drilled down in our head, that you have to be always subservient to someone. First you are subservient to your parents, and now you are subservient to your husbands, and then you are subservient to your children. This is what you have been doing, because you are following the dictats of the society. But Sri Krishna is not here to tell you to do that. On the contrary, he is going to tell you the path of dharma. Dharma says you cannot talk like this. You have to stand up for it. So, here is Arjuna again saying, the Gandiva slips from my hand and my skin too burns. All over, my mind is whirling as it were, and I can no longer hold myself steady. And Keshava, I see omens of evil, nor do I see any good in killing my kinsmen in the battle. Krishna, I do not covet victory, nor kingdom, nor pleasures. Govinda, of what use will kingdom and luxuries or even life be to us? Look at this miserable person. The way he is talking. He has forgotten the main cause of what has happened in this world. Why is he on the streets today? 14 years he had to go into the jungles. He is completely forgetting this. He is forgetting that his wife was literally disrobed in front of everybody. He is forgetting all his kingdom has been taken away by somebody. By deceit. He is forgetting that he had to act like a woman in the last year of his life. Do you remember? He was in that kingdom and he was teaching dance to that girl. Uttara. I hope that is the name. Why was he doing that? Why is a man who is supposed to be the man amongst men behaving like a woman? Has it ever occurred to you? For so many years you are there outside, always losing your battle. Every time you have to give up and say, chalega, I have to do what the world says, The world says I have to do this, I will do it. Why? Because society demands it. My dharma demands it. My religion demands it. My everything demands it. I have to be a Pati Parmeshwar kind of person, Patni, who is going to be always listening to all the crap that happens around me. And my parents are there. They are also saying the same thing. They want me to always follow the dictates. What are they talking about? The Gandiva falls from your hands and you succumb to it. Succumbing to this kind of a thing in this world has happened for time immemorial. This is the last yuga. Please understand this. This is not somewhere in the beginning. No. This is the last yuga. This is the Kali's yuga. Kali better rise now. If Kali doesn't rise, if she doesn't show the world that I am the one who can rule this world. Because 3 yugas, everybody has taken a woman for a ride. There is no mention of her in this book. The entire book there is no mention. But I have brought the Shaktis into the power just now, telling you who they are actually. It is not the men who are fighting. Please understand, it's the power within them which fights. And you have to be that power. You have to be that person who is going to be taking this forward. So, when Arjuna says this, when you yourself say to this one, Chalta hai, what am I to do? Things are like this only. I have to accept it because the world says so. Why are you accepting? Can you not take a leadership position? Can you not understand that you have to be the Arjuna fighting the battle over there? Do you think Krishna is not with you? What makes you think Krishna is not with you? He is the one who is driving your chariot. Understand this. He is going to give you all those, tricks of the trade when you need it. You just have to put your step forward. Just put your step forward and follow what he says. Do this, do it. Do this, do it. Don't bother. And don't become like this Arjuna who is saying, oh my God, I can't do this. Don't become such a sissy. Follow this and go ahead and win the war. That is the idea. So we have come to the end of verse 32. So we will stop over here.